I used to think that I had to have a clear plan and path that I wanted to follow throughout my life, that I should have a direction that I was at least following, an end goal, something to work towards, a life goal. In a way, it felt like everyone had a path they were following, or at least had a direction in which they were moving towards, while I was sitting there rearranging all of my question marks, asking myself all the same questions over and over and over again. What am I doing with my life? And there were so many things, and there still are so many things that interest me, that I want to explore, things that I want to experiment with, aspects of myself that I want to understand. It feels like you somehow should be strategic. I felt like I had to pick one thing, shut everything else out. But when there are so many different options, so many things to explore, when you realize how big the world is, how many things there are to do, how deep you are, how many different aspects you have to your personality, to your mind, your soul, all the things you want to explore, all the things that bring you passion, things that bring you clarity, things that bring you wholeness. How are you meant to pick one area, and that is your direction, path that you are following? I think it's quite an unfair question. It wasn't until I was in my third year of university and I had a meeting with my academic tutor at the time, and he asked me the dreaded question, what do you want to do after university? What do you think you're going to do when you graduate? And the easy option would have been to make up a lie, come up with a default answer that I just give to people. But I decided to be honest and vulnerable with him for some reason in that moment. And I'm really glad I did, because I was honest and I said that I don't know. The problem with me is that I have too many interests and too many things that I want to explore. He stopped me and said, but why do you think that is a negative thing and not a strength? I thought about it and I didn't have the answer right away. And he sat and explained to me that you don't need to know what your end goal is. You don't need to have an end goal. It doesn't need to be a specific career. It doesn't need to be a specific next step. You just have to do something instead of choosing to not make a decision, because not making a decision is a decision in itself. And it's one that in the long run won't benefit you. His advice was to just have a list of things that I'm interested in, pick one and try to explore that route. At some point the door will close, but another one will open. I think when we're at such a young age, or to be honest, even throughout our whole lives, we're just on a journey of self-discovery. And when you are learning so much about yourself, when you are discovering who you are as a person, discovering different aspects of yourself and different elements, things that you like, things that you don't like, things you're passionate about, why would you restrict yourself so much as to pick one path to follow? The more I think about it, picking a specific path and the answer to the question, what are you doing with your life? It's really not that deep. Like, if you think about it, what is everyone doing with their life? We're just on a floating rock at the end of the day that has water, fire, life. Let's just enjoy it. I know it's scary, not knowing what is coming next, but so far in my whole 23 years on this earth, when I really think about it, the moments I've enjoyed the most have been the unplanned ones. They have been the spontaneous ones, the ones I wasn't expecting. It was during those moments that I felt most myself. I'm now thinking that when I have a plan to execute, when I have a specific path I'm following. Yeah, it helps to have some direction, of course, it's not bad. But it's when I'm most prone to stress, you know, when I'm deviating from that path and the pressure I put on myself, I'm wasting my time, and I could be doing things more efficiently. Those are the times when I'm most stressed. Do I really want a life that is so scripted and planned that I don't have any leeway to deviate and to try something new? And when you have a plan and it doesn't go to plan, that's when you stress. So why should I not embrace not knowing? Why should I not embrace the mystery? I mean, when you think about it, there's so many beautiful things out there. There's so many things to see, to do, to learn. Why restrict yourself to a path, a road, one specific direction? Maybe I don't want everything to be certain and planned, and I'm okay with not knowing what comes next. I feel like that's where all the growth comes from anyway. I think there's so much beauty in the unknown. I like to think of my life as a collection of stories, as opposed to one story, if that makes sense. Like, that just feels so much more me. I feel so much more peace with that idea. I have loads of different eras in my life. I think we all do. Eras, chapters, whatever you want to call them, phases maybe, I don't know. It's up to you to call it whatever you want. But I just like to think about all the different stories that I'm going to collect and that I am collecting, have collected throughout my life so far, and will continue to do so. And that's how I like to think of life, a bunch of stories that I have the privilege of living through. There's positive ones and there's ones that are not so positive. I do also know that I am very good at making it look like I have everything put together. I have had people tell me that in the past, that, wow, how do you manage to do everything? How are you so put together? How do you know what you're doing? And the answer is I don't. I really don't. I'm just trying to embrace it. And I guess that's why I'm making this video, to show you that it's okay to not have it all figured out. I've been lucky enough to be able to travel quite a bit the past year, and as I said before, the moments that I have enjoyed the most are the ones that are the most spontaneous ones, the most unplanned ones. I didn't know I was going to swim with stingrays this day. I didn't know that we were going to summit Snowdon in pure clouds. My hair would freeze. My hair literally became ice by the end of it. This random beach we found. This was on a drive. We just randomly stopped somewhere. It was so beautiful. And all of that was unplanned. So if those are my favourite times when I was travelling, why can I not apply that to the rest of my life? Of course, I know it's nice to feel like you're in control, and I feel like a plan can help with feeling in control. But maybe try and think of it as loads of mini stories, loads of mini chapters, and you can plan one small chapter at a time, but you don't need to know the full picture. I like to think about all of the adventures and all the stories and life lessons that are yet to come, and the fact that I don't know them yet. That's what's so exciting to me. That's what I can't wait for. And some people are lucky enough to feel like they have a direction to follow, and that's okay, and good for them. I'm not saying that having a plan is a bad thing. I would rather embrace this uncertainty, the spontaneity, the mystery, and ride it out, enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, and learn along the way. Explore different passions and desires. Something might come from it. It might not be for you in the end, but that's okay. At least you tried. And I think that on this journey of self-discovery that we call life, I think allowing yourself that space and time to make those mistakes, go on those adventures, explore your passions, explore different questions you have, that is the biggest gift you can give to yourself. And you definitely deserve it.